So I got this guy over to my lift. We were short-staffed, so we had a guy at the top and me at the bottom, with this new guy on his first day of training. For the first 5 hours, we're both at the bottom, and this new kid was doing great. He picked up the job almost instantly. The only issue I had with him at this point was he was cocky as hell, and seemed to think within 5 hours he had become the greatest lift operator in history, even going so far as to lecture me on things he thought I was doing wrong. Before this whole first 5 hours, I taught him how to start the lift. On this lift, part of the operating procedure was checking the reading on the hydraulic pressure gauge on the tensioning system. This involved climbing up a 15-foot ladder and walking across a catwalk above the loading zone. This was the only thing the kid had a hard time with, as it was obvious he was badly afraid of heights. For the next 5 hours, he was constantly running his mouth and acting like he's ready for everything, making my job of training him much harder. But the whole time I was just constantly thinking about the sweet, sweet justice that was soon to unfurl. Eventually, some of the afternoon shift guys came over, so they were able to take care of the new guy in the lift while I took my lunch break. I got back and could tell after half an hour the afternoon guys already couldn't stand this cocky idiot, although he did the job well enough that they just left it all on him. At this point, the guy said something along the lines of, "I could run this whole lift myself," and something about the other guys being dumb as bricks. This is when I asked him if he was ready to go up. "Up?" he says, which I replied with, "Well, yeah, the guy at the top wants to take his break, so let's go up there and I'll train you on that." "The top?" "Yeah, you did notice you've been running a chairlift all day. Now we have to go up to the other end of it." "You mean we have to ride this thing?" His jaw dropped and it looked like he just took a punch to the face. So I got another guy to take over bumping chairs while the two of us went for a fun little journey to the top, a ride I had been waiting 5 hours for. We're maybe 10 feet off the ground when he grabs the safety bar, slams it down, and is sitting white-knuckled in fear as we climb to our eventual altitude of 30 feet above the snow, although it can give a false perspective appearing very higher. This kid is absolutely terrified. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting back enjoying a cigarette. The lift stopped, as it often does, and despite the fact that he himself had stopped this lift countless times earlier, he started freaking out. "Why do we stop? What the fuck is going on here?" This is when I told him just look up and take his mind off it. So he's looking up at the sky and the cable and starting to calm down when the lift starts moving again. We come to a support tower. So I point out how everything works and how each sheave wheel has only about 3/8 inch of rubber and 1/4 inch of steel, keeping the cable from running right off the side, as well as a whole lot of tension. Then I point out the grip. This is where the chair attaches to the haul rope, cable. I point out how it's not really attached. It's just kind of clamped on there and designed to be loose enough to slip a little bit at a time. Then also notice the 1-inch steel bolt sticking out of the side of the grip. See how it's just held on there with a nut and that dinky little cotter pin? That's literally the only thing that's preventing us from free falling 30 feet and crashing into solid ice below. The rest of the day he didn't say too much, nor did he return for work the next day, or any one after that.